Hi, this is Kelley Hobart, and I'm here to talk about the Moebius Cast On. And what a Moebius Cast On is a cast on that allows you to knit your cowl or your project with a twist, a natural twist in it. And it's done by the cast on that you use. And if you look at your cast on starts in the center, and then your project will grow from either side as we go along. So let me show you how to do this. So I have a circular needle, and a 40-inch or 47 works best depending on how many stitches you're going to cast on. So the first thing that you would do is you start with the slip knot. So I have a slip knot on here. And then I would put my slip knot onto my needle. Then I slide it all the way over to the left-hand side, or excuse me, over to the right-hand side, and I make a counterclockwise turn. So you see with the cord makes a counterclockwise turn, and I come back around with it like that. Then I would pick up my working yarn. See here. Pick up my working yarn, and I hold the working yarn in the back, my needle in the front, and the cord in the center. And then I'm going to take my working needle, my right-hand needle, and I'm going to dip underneath my cord, over the top of my yarn, and bring that yarn out from underneath the cord. And then I do a yarn over front to back onto my needle. And that is how you cast on. Now there is, it can be kind of confusing as to how many stitches you have on your needle, and it's even confusing to me sometimes, but the easiest way to remember it is every time the working yarn touches your needle, that is a stitch that you're putting on. So when I reach under, grab that working yarn, that's one stitch, and then yarn over front to back, that's 2 stitches. Under, over. So you keep doing that, and I highly recommend that you use stitch markers to denote the beginning of the round and maybe every 25 stitches, because it's extremely difficult to count these stitches as the working yarn gets all twisted around and tangled up. It's hard to count these stitches like that. So if you just count it out loud as you're going, so you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's how you would cast on for the Moebius Cast On. And then when you have quite a few of your stitches on and you're ready to start knitting, you need to make sure that there is only one twist in your work. And the easiest way to do that is to lay it out flat on the table, and right here's where my twist is. And I would cast on all the way around here and then begin knitting. Now let me show you my other sample so you can see how to begin knitting on the Moebius. So here I've already started, and if you look at this, there's one twist and it's right in here. So I would pick up my working yarn, and this is kind of twisted around here. Let's see. Bring this around to the back. There you go. That is where my working yarn is on my right-hand needle, and all you do is you make a V, and you would dive into the center, and sometimes it looks like you're knitting in the front loop, and sometimes it looks like you're knitting in the back loop. The thing to remember is make sure you're only pushing up one stitch at a time, and you're just knitting along. And you'll be knitting first on the top of your cord and then around on the bottom of your cord. You can see some stitches down in here. And these are, this is my stitch markers that I used for every 25 stitches, but I would highly recommend for the beginning of the round to use a different color stitch marker. But I won't have done a full round until I get back to this stitch marker. So that's how you would do the Moebius Cast On and begin to knit in the round. I hope this helps.